Hi, I'm Naomi from Nene Makes, and this is a quick tutorial on the interlocking crochet stitch. This blanket has featured on my Instagram and my TikTok, and I've had quite a bit of feedback on needing to know how did I start the rows, how does it work up, where do I begin? So I thought I'd do a quick tutorial on how to work up the interlocking crochet stitch. For the purpose of the video, I'm using Aran weight yarn and a 5mm hook. I'm using US terms as well, so double crochets, whereas in the UK that would be treble crochets, but I'll be working in US terms. We need to chain multiples of 2. So however big your project needs to be, we multiply that by 2s. So the 2 timetable, simple, easy, work up your chain to however you'd like. If you're working along with me, you can stop and pause the video at any time to catch up. But just for the video, I've done a short chain here of 18 chains. Once you've reached your multiples of 2 that your desired length is at, we are going to plus 3 chains. So work on the end of your chains another 3. Yarn over, skip 2 chains and work a half double crochet, or rather skip 1 chain, work half a double crochet into that second chain down. So yarn over and pull through all 3 of your loops to make a half double crochet, chain 2. I might bring the camera down a bit closer so we can see this a bit better. There we are. So I've done a half double crochet into the second chain and I've chained 2. Yarn over, skip 2 chains and work a double crochet into that third chain down. Yarn over, work another double crochet into the 4th chain down, like that, and chain 2, and that is our complete repeat. Skip 2, work 2, chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, work 2, two double crochets, 1 and into the 4th one, number 2, chain 2. So it kind of looks like a ladder that we've worked up. Skip 2, work 2. So you can always pause the video if you've got to the point where you realise, yep, I know what this is. This is a good repeat, easy peasy. Pause the video, work your chains to the end. Or stick with me if we're just watching for learning. Skip 2, work 2, chain 2. Simple and easy, so we should get to the end of our chain. Chain 2. I have 3 chains left, so these are the extra 3 that we chained on. We're skipping 2 and we are going to work a half double crochet into that last chain before the knot. So yarn over and pull through all 3 to make a half double crochet. Chain 1 and turn. So if you've completed your row and you've unpaused and you're back at this stage, this will be row 2. Should look a bit like this from behind. It's big massive holes. So we've chained 1 and that chain is not part of the stitch. That's just to give us a little bit of height. Into this very first chain at the beginning here, so the top of our half double crochet, which is a bit of an awkward look because obviously the tops of the double crochets, you can see the gap there is where you work into, but when it comes to half double crochets you haven't got that second pull through, so there's no gap. But if you look, you can see this here is where we're working into. So straight down from the first chain we've made here, that is our stitch that we're working into, because obviously if you turn it on the top, you can see that these two are our chains, and this first one at the beginning here is the stitch we want to work into. So a bit small. If we can get our hook through. There we go. Doesn't matter if you don't get both, as long as it's in the top there. And we're going to work another half double crochet. So we begin and we end with half double crochets, just because we lose height. And the half double crochet is half the size of the double crochets that we need to work. So we yarn over, and we're going to go down to these skipped stitches, or the skipped chains rather, at the bottom here that we missed. Work our hook into that chain, and we're going to go out the other side. So we've got the top of the chains on our hook as well, and we're going to grab our yarn, and we're going to pull it through. But pull up as you work it. So quite loose, don't be too tight, tension's quite loose. We're going to pull this one the longest, and then we're going to work our double crochet. And then into the next one, which is there, we're going to work another double crochet into that second skip chain, through, out the back, grab, pull up, longer, work that double crochet, and there's our first interlock. Chain 2 to skip those 2 double crochets that are next, and we're going to repeat the same thing. So you can see there's the chain that double crochet sits into, there's the next one, and there's the next one. So we're going to go into that first skipped chain there, through the back, grab, pull through. So we've got the top of the chain sitting between, pull it up high, and work a double crochet. The first row will always be the one that looks a bit odd, the one that's a bit trickier, but once we've worked a couple of these rows, the interlocking starts to look a bit neater. Let's work the second one. Through, out the back, pull it up quite high, make the double crochet, chain 2, skip the 2 double crochets, and work 2 double crochets into the 2 skipped chains. And remembering to pull up high. Oh, must be lunchtime, my stomach's rumbling. And then the second one is there, through the back, pull up a loop high, and work the double crochet. So you can see the repeat for this one. Chain 2, skip the 2, work into the skipped chains, through the back, pull up the loop high, make the double crochet. And then for the second chain skipped, through the back, pull up the loop high, work the double crochet, chain 2. So you can carry on and work the rest of your chain until you get to the end, and then catch up and finish the end off with me. We have our 2 skip chains before the half double crochet at the end, so we're going to work, you can see it properly, there it is, they're so tiny sometimes, through that chain, oh there we go, out the back, pull that through, up high, Work our last 2 double crochets into the last 2 skip chains. Ooh, through the back. Hold on to that half double crochet so you can use that as a lever to pull. Make that last double crochet, and then no chain 2. We're going to finish just on the 2 double crochets, and we're going to work a half double crochet into this half double crochet below. So if we look above, that is part of the chain. That there is our 2 that we skipped at the beginning. 1 there, 1 there. We pull it out a bit. You can see the hole at the top of the half double crochet. If it went through, did that go through properly? Let's do it through the back. Oh, there it is. So there is our half double crochet top. Pull that through so that we've got this little strand underneath to show the stitch, and then make a half double crochet, chain 1, and that is row 2. Turn for row 3. Should look a little bit like this. And if you've unpaused the video and you've got to the end, this is the start of row 3. So we've chained 1, and we've got 2 double crochets, 1 there and 1 there. So we're working across these to get to our skipped 2 chain 2 corner. So as we did with the first row, yarn over, find the top of that half double crochet again, and work a half double crochet into there. So you can see it a little bit easier when we've got 2 double crochets next to it. We have that proper hole. Work the half double crochet, yarn over, and chain 2, because we want to skip these first 2. Work our 2 double crochets into these 2 double crochets below. Insert your hook into the top of that double crochet and out of the back, grab the yarn and pull through. So we're including the chain 2 into the stitch. Yarn over, and then into that next one, out the back, and work. So you can see I'm doing that first part of the double crochet looser, so don't try not to be so tense with the tension. Chain 2, skip the next 2 double crochets, and we're going to work into these 2 double crochets. So again, insert your hook out the back, pull up through, make it longer, so that first part of the double crochet is quite tall. And again into that second one, chain 2, skip the 2 double crochets and work double crochets into the double crochets on the row below, making sure the first half of that double crochet is taller, so no tension there. Chain 2, skip those 2 and work into those 2. One double crochet and 2. Now if you've unpaused the video and you've got to the end, we need to do a chain 2, skip those last 2 double crochets and work a half double crochet into this half double crochet at the end here. So if you follow along the top of your stitch, there's 1, there's 2, there's the third one there. So that is the stitch we're working into, the back of that half double crochet, so you catch the both of the strands there and there. If you can see it It's the third stitch down. Work a half double crochet into that one. Chain 1 and turn. If you've caught up and you've unpaused, we are now on row 1, 2, 3, we're on row 4. And the same as before, work a half double crochet into that very first stitch before the chain 2s. If we can catch it rather than putting it in the chain, it's there, look. Go into the chain, into the stitch rather than the chain. So you can see there's the stitch, and there's the 2 chains. Work the half double crochet, yarn over, and we're going to work our first 2 stitches into the 2 double crochets on the row below. So incorporate that chain into the stitch as you work it. Chain 2, skip 2, work 2. So that is pretty much your repeat for every row. So they're slightly different each row. You either start off working 2 double crochets into the skip 2 at the below, or we chain 2. So there's a 2-row repeat, and I hope that makes sense for how to start off your interlocking crochet stitch. Let's get to the end if it wants to give me some more yarn. If you want to know the yarn, I'm using Special by Stylecraft in Aran, and the colour is gold. Just in case you wanted to know. How many chains is that? 1, 2, and then skip the 2, work 2. Let's get to the end, and then you can see what we're looking at. And of course, if you do have a go at this and you do share on socials, I'd love to see how you got on and your pieces. So please don't forget to tag me. Nay makes. There is a full stop between nay and makes. And then we get to the end of this row. So usually how you started is how you finish. So 2 double crochets and then the half double crochet there. At the end. Just a bit more yarn would be great. And that is how we have worked up the interlocking stitch. If you can see that all right that way. Let's move all these yarns out of the way so we can see it properly. There we go. Obviously you can see it better when it's different colours. So you could change your colour per row, or you can make the scrap cake that I made for my blanket, which there is lessons on how to make scrap cakes coming out soon in my book. So if you'll follow me on Instagram or TikTok, I'll be releasing the details on my book coming out in October on how to make the scrap cakes for projects like this. So there we go. I hope this has helped you and you can get on with making your own interlocking stitch blanket. Now you can see them a bit better when there's different colours. And there we are. I hope this has helped you out. I look forward to seeing all your projects. And this is me all. I can drink my coffee now. And see you on Instagram. Bye bye.